Have you ever wondered how much grace is really in God's abundant gift? Well, let's delve into that. Grace, in its simplest form, is the unmerited favor of God. It's the love and mercy given to us by God because He desires us to have it, not because of anything we have done to earn it. Now, let's bring in the scripture from Ephesians 2:8-9. It says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." This passage beautifully encapsulates the essence of grace. It's a gift freely given by God, not something we can work or strive for. It's a divine mercy that transcends human understanding, and it's offered to us without any prerequisites. Grace is a gift, not something we earn. It's a profound concept, isn't it? Now consider this. What if I told you that our weakness is a vessel for God's grace, a conduit that channels His infinite mercy and unending love? Yes, that's right. Our shortcomings, our vulnerabilities, our moments of doubt and despair, they all have a purpose. They are not signs of our inadequacy, but opportunities for God's grace to shine through. Let's delve into the scripture to 2 Corinthians 12:9. "But He said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness.' Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." What a profound statement, isn't it? It's a reminder that we don't have to be perfect, that our imperfections are not only accepted but celebrated because they allow us to experience God's grace in its fullest. Think about it. When we are at our strongest, we often feel self-sufficient. We feel like we can handle everything on our own. But in our moments of weakness, when we feel helpless and alone, that's when we reach out for help. That's when we turn to God. And that's when His grace becomes evident. Let's take a moment to appreciate how God's grace has been present in our lives. Perhaps it was when you lost your job and didn't know how to make ends meet, but somehow things worked out. Maybe it was when you were diagnosed with a health condition that seemed insurmountable, yet you found strength you never knew you had. Or perhaps it was when a relationship ended and you felt your heart shatter, but in time, you healed and found love again. These moments of weakness were not punishments or tests, but opportunities for God's grace to manifest, to remind us that we are not alone, that we are loved and cherished no matter our circumstances. In our weakness, His strength becomes apparent. Isn't that a powerful thought? So, with these thoughts in mind, how does God's grace affect us today and always? As we navigate through the ebb and flow of life, it's easy to overlook the constant thread woven through every moment, God's abundant grace. This grace is not a fleeting, once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. Rather, it's a daily gift, an ever-present companion that walks with us through both our triumphs and our trials. Consider the sunrise that greets us each morning, a symbol of renewal and the promise of a fresh start. That's grace. Think about the strength that carries us through the toughest of times, the resilience that helps us bounce back from adversity. That's grace too. But God's grace isn't just for the big moments, it's in the little things as well. The unexpected kindness from a stranger, the laughter shared with a loved one, the peace that comes with a quiet moment of prayer. These are all manifestations of His grace. Above all, remember that this grace is not earned, but freely given. As Ephesians 2:8-9 reminds us, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." In our weakest moments, when we feel most vulnerable, remember the words of 2 Corinthians 12:9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember this truth. The Father's grace is enough to carry you today and always. So hold on to His promise. Let it guide you and allow it to fill your heart with hope and courage. Remember, His grace is sufficient for you today and every day. So as we wrap up our discussion on God's grace, let's take a moment to reflect on its presence in our lives. How has it touched you? How has it changed you? I invite you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Let's create a community of grace, sharing and learning from each other. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to this channel. Have a fulfilling and blessed day.